from our 7 Tasmania studios. Your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. First tonight, Hobart renters have entered the new year with little reprieve on their weekly bill as record prices remain unchanged. A new housing report has found the market is steadying, but expensive rents continue to hit Tasmanians hardest.
Once a haven for cheap housing, finding a rental property in Hobart now comes with a hefty price tag.
When tenants are faced with queues of people out the door, when they're unable to find a roof for their families, they are having to offer more than the asking price to ensure that they've got a roof over their head.
Fresh market insights from PropTrack reveal locals are still forking out record high rents, with the median price surpassing other major locations.
$500 a week, the median rent for a dwelling, so that's combined houses and units. That's more expensive than Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth, and not that far off some of the other capital cities.
The city's showgrounds currently serve as a refuge for those unable to find suitable accommodation, but that option is set to disappear within weeks.
The Showgrounds is a site that's provided a service to Tasmanians, but their core responsibility is not to provide housing.
Vacancy rates remain extremely tight across the state, making it increasingly difficult for Tasmanians to find a home. At the same time, the waitlist for social housing has almost doubled in the last year.
We usually find seasonally the first quarter of the year is quite strong because that's when a lot of rents are renegotiated. So I wouldn't be surprised if rents are a little bit higher over the coming quarter.
Triggering renewed calls for all levels of government to step up.
We need an increase in government support for people that are financially disadvantaged, but we also need a significant increase in supply.
Grace Evans, 7 Tasmania News.
Australia's most senior Catholic, Cardinal George Pell, has died, aged 81, after complications from hip replacement surgery. And locally, Tasmania's most senior Catholic has paid tribute to Cardinal Pell. Hobart Archbishop Julian Porteous, who served under him in Sydney for 10 years, said the news came with great personal sadness and shock. He described Pell as a man of deep personal faith who loved the church and had deep warmth and humanity. A P-plater has had their car clamped after being caught allegedly doing 162 kilometres an hour. Police say the suspected offence occurred on the East Tamar Highway on Friday. They claim it's not the only incident, with 2 other drivers caught doing at least 125, including another P-plater. Motorists have been urged to slow down. Last year's road toll reached 50. The Master Builders Association says the proposed stadium at Macquarie Point could be a game changer for the entire state. Despite mounting criticism about the $700 million project, the construction body believes the plan is more than just a footy stadium. Its chief says the build would expand local construction capacity, which could also help with the state's growing housing crisis.
Bring more resources into the industry so that we can, deliver the 30,000 homes that we know we need to deliver to keep pace with population growth and put downward pressure on housing affordability.
Jobs and also deliver vital services.
There are significant construction projects right across the state, whether it's health, housing or education, that deliver a public benefit.
Says the stadium will fill the jobs pipeline. Thousands of punters have turned out for Devonport Cup's first COVID restriction-free event in years. While the action on the track was the star of the show, organisers are adding new attractions, hoping to lure a new generation of racegoers.
It's one of the biggest days on the Northwest Coast's social calendar.
It was my favourite day of the year, you got to put it on. Other than Australia Day, this is the one. It's a race that stops the nation.
Whether relaxing on the lawns or in more rarefied air, there was plenty to see and do at the Devonport Cup.
I've won the first race, so good start.
Thousands turning out to celebrate the first COVID restriction-free running of the Devonport Cup since 2020.
We're operating at full mode now, or full capacity, which is why I say we're hopeful we'll get 5,000 or so in this year.
Corporate marquees pulling out all the stops to give punters a unique trackside experience. From photo booths to professional sunscreen application, they're keen to draw a younger crowd.
We're really trying to create that experience that offers something for everyone when they come to a race day.
But treasured traditions haven't gone far, with cash flowing freely on fancied favourites and the well-heeled strutting their stuff at fashions on the field.
Purposely wear red and gold because Chinese New Year is in 11 days. It's a prosperous colour and a lucky colour, as you can see I won.
Toasting the iconic event's success for another year. Annie Green, 7 Tasmanian News.
An Australian tennis star has hit the court with some of Tasmania's top junior athletes at the Hobart International Competition today. Despite still recovering from injury, Daria Saville was ready to impart her years of wisdom on the court as the tournament celebrated the contribution of women and girls in the sport.
Showing the experiences that we get being, on tour, and I think it's such a great sport, and I really hope that more girls are gonna try and take on that sport.
All the action continues at the Domain Tennis Centre tomorrow, where the competition will be heating up for the quarter-finals. Well, addressing workplace culture and tackling firearms crime are among the immediate priorities for Tasmania's top cop. Commissioner Donna Adams has opened up about her first 3 months in the job, vowing to keep the service strong and the community safe.
A vital appointment to oversee the state's entire policing ranks came with little time to settle in.
I think it was day 3 when the floods up in the northwest occurred, and so I was very quickly thrown into the role of State Controller to coordinate the response to the floods.
But Donna Adams is taking the pressure in her stride, looking to ensure her colleagues are considered every step of the way.
It's important that I continue to maintain my connections and understanding with the front line so that the decisions I make directly, make a difference to them.
With recent workforce woes surrounding the service, enhancing life on the job for all employees is top priority.
There's certainly been feedback that we've got some police officers that are not happy and that, the morale has been an issue when I started, and I've absolutely prioritised that.
Tackling recent gun violence in the community also high on her agenda, ready to crack down on those using weapons in Tasmania.
But I want to make it a priority where it's actually embedded into our structure and it's really clear to the community and our staff that firearms is a priority.
With a commitment to operate to the highest level, improving interactions for victim survivors is critical for the Commissioner.
We will have a closer look at how we organise ourselves to ensure that we've got the right supports in place and the right structures to hopefully have victims confident that they can make a complaint to police.
Hoping to inspire more women into the career pathway, all while passing on the wisdom from years on the front line.
They have a clear message to our staff. What is the purpose of being a police officer? And that is to keep people within Tasmania safe.
Grace Evans, 7 Tasmania News.
There will be a sweet song in the streets of Launceston in late March. The city's 3rd Ukulele Festival will host performances by top talent from around Australia and serves as a gathering for uke enthusiasts.
This year, we've already sold tickets from the mainland, so we're getting international renown as the very first ukulele festival in Tasmania, ukulele themed.
It's a very accessible instrument. It's fun. You can learn 3 chords and play hundreds of songs, and a 4th chord will get you thousands.
There'll also be children's classes in schools as part of the lead-up, encouraging the next generation.
Swoop Dog has swept up another win, taking out the Devonport Cup in a thrilling finish. Jockey Siggy Carr riding the gelding in a photo finish, beating out race favourite Alpine Wolf by the barest nose.
Down the outside, but a Swoop Dog in front. Dramazing's flying. Alpine Wolf up along the inside. Alpine Wolf, Swoop Dog. Oh boy, oh boy.
It's back-to-back wins for the John Blacker trained horse, which also won last week's Longford Cup. Dramazing coming 3rd, Swoop Dog paying $3.80 for the win. Meanwhile, at the Hobart International, 5th seed Angelina Kalinina is into the quarterfinals after a tough 3-set win over last year's Wimbledon semi-finalist Tatiana Maria. Maria won the first set in warm conditions before Kalinina recovered to level up, the Ukrainian eventually winning 4-6, 6-3, 6-3.
It's a second main draw win of the 2023 season for Angelina Kalinina.
American Sofia Kenin is also through after a 6-2, 6-3 win over Belgian Marina Zanevska. Just weeks after the Sydney Hobart was run and won, another major sailing event has taken to the waters off Hobart. The National Sabre Championships began today with a category a test of body and character.
Make no mistake, this is a dinky day test of boating ability. The Royal Yacht Club of Tasmania is home to Australia's Blue Water Classic, but its docks are full to the brim with a different class. The Sabre category's national championships have set sail on the River Derwent this week.
It's great camaraderie between all of the people that are racing. The culture of the class is inclusive, and for me that's really important.
Far from the million-dollar vessels we see on TV, these boats have a capacity of 1. Made from a variety of materials, there's also no keel, with body movement playing a critical role.
The body weight keeps the boat righted, and so you've got to make sure that your body weight is in the correct position.
They're affordable, and they create exciting racing because every boat's so similar.
A handful of Tasmanians are among more than 40 competing in 10 races across 4 days. Appealing to a wide age range, the youngest is 15, whilst the oldest is 75.
There's 60 years variation in age, and the 75-year-olds can compete on equal terms with a 15-year-old.
With wind in their sails, everyone has a different goal, with some looking to improve on last year.
I finished 3rd. So I'm here, I'm hoping to do well.
My personal goal is top 15.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
In the NBL, Scott Roth has praised his side's character after the Jack Jumpers edged out Illawarra last night. Tasmania were in front for most of the match, but were challenged by the bottom-placed Hawks throughout the game. Import Rashad Kelly scored 18 points as the Jackies claimed a narrow 92-89 victory. The coach says while not everyone had their best night, the team stood up when it mattered.
They just pop up and play, and that's kind of been our ingredient last year and this year of just relentless guys that just want to do the right things for everyone.
It's a short turnaround with Tasmania hosting fellow finals contender Adelaide tomorrow night. Meanwhile, the Hobart Chargers NBL 1 championship winning coach has signed on for another year. Anthony Stewart has agreed to return but says it's a new era with developing local talent rather than winning his prime focus.
You need to be Tasmanian focused, so as I said, you'll see a lot of young kids on the floor this year and you're going to have to ride the bad with the good. But
the NBL 1 season will begin in late March.
Good evening everyone. 27 in Launceston today, Hobart 25, 22 in Devonport and Burnie 21. Across the state, Ouse and Bushy Park the state's top of 30 degrees, 26 in Grove, Strawn 24, 23 in Friendly Beaches and Flinders Island 22. Mostly clear skies can be seen over the state today, however some afternoon cumulus cloud can be seen over the northwest. Further out, thunderstorms are active over the north and northeast of the continent. Some middle cloud developed over South Australia, with the rest of the country mostly cloud-free. Tomorrow, a high can be seen to the east of Tasmania, extending a ridge over the Bight, while a broad area of low pressure continues over the north of Australia. East to northeasterly winds tomorrow 10 to 20 knots, however southwest to southeasterly 5 to 15 knots, about the west and southwest. Mostly sunny and 23 in Hobart tomorrow, 25 in Cygnet, New Norfolk 28. Sunny and 29 in Launceston, 24 in Devonport, Campbelltown, mostly sunny and 28. 21 degrees in Burnie tomorrow, partly cloudy and 24 in Strawn, Smithton 25. And in the east, 23 in St Helens, sunny and 24 in Swansea and Fingal reaching 26. And the UV tomorrow remains extreme 11s across the state. On Friday, fine and mostly sunny apart from afternoon showers inland. Hot and mostly sunny on Saturday, sunny in the south and cloudy in the north, with possible showers in the northeast and the northwest. And on Sunday, morning showers about the west and south, otherwise fine. Sunny and 30 in Perth tomorrow, 34 in Adelaide, Canberra 33, cloudy in Sydney and Brisbane and 32 degrees in Darwin. And currently clear and 21 degrees in Hobart, Launceston mostly clear and 23, and Devonport 19 also mostly clear. And Kim, some more beautiful summer days ahead.
I'm with you. I'm loving this summer. Thank you very much, Chelsea. And that is all we have time for tonight. Thanks for your company. We leave you with more pictures from the Devonport Cup today. Good night, everyone.